y'all say good morning, Sister Jax.
What's up?
Is
What's up? What's
in
up, Joe? What's up,
the
family? It's great
building.
to be here today. How's everybody doing?
Everybody doing fine. Good morning. How you
Work
doing?
it out Wednesday.
Work it out. Work
Work
it
it
out.
out. That's
Child, work it out. Work it out.
work it out.
Work it out.
I was working it out over the weekend, Joe. Not
Mhm.
physically, well, a little physically, but also mentally, emotionally. Salima Graham, oh my gosh, she was a guest on our show once before. Her
Right,
daughter
right,
Sanaa,
right.
unfortunately, was murdered in South Carolina. Sharif and Salima's baby, 15 years old, brutally murdered, shot, dragged to a wooded area.
Oh Lord.
She was kidnapped, all that
Mm,
stuff. So she
mm,
put together this amazing event in partnership with the city of Newark and asked me to come along to partner and help in this effort to help to heal other women whose children have also been murdered. So it
mm.
was a heavy, heavy past 3 days, guys. It was a heavy 3 days. And so if you have your baby with you today, give God some thanks because what these women and what
Hug them
these
and hold
men,
them tight.
yes, hold them tight. What these women and men have endured is so powerful. And like they said, this is a club you do not want to be a part of. And
Mm.
Lord knows, I pray to God, I'm never a part of that club or committee of losing a child. So prayers up for all those women and men in that battle and in that daily fight.
That's what I'm talking about. So we got the life strategist, the therapist, the author in the building. Now let's bring on our CEO of Pimpin' Positivity. There she is. You know her from her very own podcast, In the Passenger Seat. She has her own digital magazine that is out there available right now. She does so much, and you'll catch her at the Essence Music Festival of Culture with yours truly and Ignatius Carmouche. It is none other than Miss Alethea Crimmins. Good morning, Alethea.
Good morning.
How you
Good
doing?
morning, Jack.
Hey, sis. How
Happy
you?
to see you with us this morning.
Yes, girl. You know it's early for me, girl. I
Listen, whoo,
know it's early for y'all.
oh,
Hello. It is. It is in the
whoo.
morning. It's 5 minutes. 5 minutes. 5 minutes past the hour. It's the early morning wake up crew, and we telling y'all to get up, get up. I don't know about y'all. I had to give me some hydration. Lord have mercy. I had to wake up. Lord have
Yes, look.
mercy.
I got this one and I got my big old jug. I'm trying to drink a
Mm,
gallon of water a day, y'all.
that's a good thing.
Yes.
Good
That will
morning,
help.
Sheba.
Good morning, folks that are logging in. We are broadcasting live on Facebook. We are on Instagram. We are on YouTube. Good morning, family. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. On this Work It Out Wednesday, across the world, there's a lot going on. I am really sitting here tripping out
Mhm.
on how much craziness is going on. Right now, there's rumors of wars that are going on. Israel is literally fighting a war on two fronts. They fighting
Mhm.
Iran and they fighting in Gaza. They fighting the
Mhm.
Palestinians and they fighting the Iranians. There's still a war going on in the Ukraine. The Russians
Mhm.
and the Ukrainians, they settled their beef. They still
Mhm.
got wars going on. Oh my God. And of course, we've got I don't know if I want to. I got to find a new name for our president because he be talking a lot of noise lately. He be
Uh-huh.
killing me between the big beautiful bill. Everything is beautiful. The dude from out. He's easy. We can get him easy. If we wanted to get, I could snap my fingers and get him.
Mhm.
I
Mhm.
can get him.
Mhm.
And then you look at all the chaos that's going on in this country, where people are somewhat scared to voice their opinions or say who they are, or how they feel, or what they believe
Mhm.
lunatics like this, and that's what I'm gonna call them. You got lunatics like this old Caucasian man, because he was old, he's in his 50s, who literally disagreed with a political stance, a group of individuals, and decided to say, since you and I don't agree with one another, instead of me voicing my opinions, me going out here getting a podcast, me getting on the street corner, me telling folks that I don't like
Mhm.
you, no, I'm gonna get my gun and go disguise myself as a policeman and come to
Yeah.
your house and kill you. And
Mhm.
there are a lot of folks out there that are sick and demented, just like that individual. And
Yes.
listen, it happened to be this time a white man who was elderly, who was a Trump supporter, who was
Mhm.
a Republican. But listen, crazy folks come in all shape, colors, sizes, all different backgrounds. This time it was a white guy. Tomorrow it might
Mhm.
be black guy. We just got a lot of sick people in this world, and we need to wake up every morning in prayer, not only for ourselves and our families and our friends around us, but for this world, because
That's
there's
right.
sick to many people in this
Definitely.
world. I'm
You
just
know, there are, Joe, and hearing those stories over the past 3 days of those women and men sharing their stories, you see it 10 times more how really sick and demented some people are, and even some people that look just like us, right? So I know one lady shared a story, and she said that when she was 3 years old, her house blew up and her mother was killed. And after that, she's kind of getting bounced around house to house, and she just became a check to some people. And she grew up and was in some bad situations, and ultimately she ended up on drugs. And one day she finally was like, I need help. She goes to an NA program. She
mm,
leaves the NA program that evening and to return back to her apartment to find her sister shot to death in the bathroom, and the
mm.
sister's boyfriend shot himself right after he shot the
Oh
sister
my
in the
God.
living room. But now this lady turned her pain and her passion into advocating, and she's a social worker and she's helping so many people. But some other women are not at that space. I heard another lady actually say, I realized that God took my son from me because he needed my attention.
Mm,
And
Mm.
the healing that she's been able to, have from that. Another sister, three of her boys were all murdered. Three of
mm,
them. One of them was 21, the other was 21, and the other was 20. And it's
mm.
just so, so sad when you hear this stuff. And it really shows that there are truly some sick people. And many times the common denominator in all of it, y'all, guess what it is? A friend.
Mm.
Somebody who
Mm.
these little boys and little girls thought was their friend and played PlayStation with them since they were in first and second grade, at some point raised up and actually murdered their friends. And that was a common
Mm,
denominator in almost every story. So you got to be careful of your
mm,
friends who you keep around you.
mm,
Facts. Yes.
mm. But we're
Yes.
gonna keep that conversation going. You see him. You see him. It's the Griot himself. It is Sean P with the Sean P experience. And when it comes down to it, reading is fundamental. And this man know his books like the back of his hand. My man Sean P in the building. What up, Sean P? What's
What's
happening,
going on,
baby?
family? How y'all doing, man? It's always a blessing to be here with y'all and rocking with the family. Just getting off of work, but I love hopping on here. It always makes my day, man.
Yes. What's up, my brother? I feel like I haven't seen you in forever. What's up?
I
What's
know,
up?
y'all. What's going on, Jax? What's
Yes, we
going
got to
on?
connect.
Yeah, we do. We do. Facts.
Yes.
Facts.
So what up, Joe?
So,
Where you taking us, bro?
so, you know, man, there's so many places I want to take this. So let me try start this off 10 minutes past the hour. Work it out Wednesday. And no matter what you're going through, family, I want you to wake up, get up, and know that God is giving you another day, another opportunity. And yes, since it is Work It Out Wednesday, just remember Jesus has already worked it out for you.
Sure
All
enough.
you got to do is walk in it. Hold it. It ain't you ain't got to work it out. It's been worked out. So
Hmm.
all you got to do is walk in it.
And trust the
Remember,
process, right, Joe?
right,
Trust the
right,
Yes.
process.
right.
We
You
always
don't have
want to
to,
get all up in it and
right,
try to change stuff
right.
around. Trust the
Right.
process.
It is a process. And listen, know that in the process, you got to go through the process sometimes to get to your place of prosperity. So
Hmm.
understand prosperity just don't come like that for everybody. Some it do. Some are blessed and bam, it's there. But
Yeah.
most of us, you got to put in the work. You got to put in the work. And guess what? If you're not willing to put in the work,
Hmm.
nothing from nothing leaves nothing.
Hey, Joe.
Talk to
Yes.
me. Talk to
They
me, Sean.
say it takes 10 years to make an overnight success. I love
Come
that
on
shit.
now. Come
Right?
on. Come on.
It look
Come on.
overnight to you, but
That's
Mm,
everything
right.
happening up below the surface, you can't see all of what's going down. You only see what's
mm,
sprouting on the top of the surface. But
mm,
it been years going in. It takes 10 years to make overnight success, man. 10,000 hours to master a craft.
That's right.
mm,
It's
mm.
a
That
little
part.
mathematics, you know.
Mm. Yep.
Mm, mm.
Drop it, my
That
brother.
part. That part.
I literally made a post about this yesterday. I
Mhm.
was heading to the gym, and I said, you know what? I'm heading to the gym, but I really don't want to because working out is hard. Working out
Mhm.
hurts.
Mm,
Working out is uncomfortable. But
mm,
sometimes God will put you in situations that hurt,
mm,
that are uncomfortable in order for you to grow.
mm,
Mhm.
Yeah.
Sometimes you
Yeah.
have to be put in those
Yeah.
situations, but we have to know, just like Joe said, it is a process. And we go through that process to lead to our progress. And sometimes we're going to have to go through and do things that we don't want to do.
Mm-hmm.
But it's
That
worth
part.
it in the end.
That
What's
part.
that? Gold is tried in the fire.
Mm.
Right?
Mm.
Yes.
Listen. So,
Mm.
13 minutes past the hour. I want to give a few words for today. A few words that as you make it through this Work It Out Wednesday on the 18th day of June. Tomorrow is Juneteenth. Tomorrow we have a big show. Tomorrow will be a special 2-hour show, really going in the same vein of what Jax just came out of this weekend. And I've asked the question. You can go to my social media. I'm gonna post it a little bit later to let y'all know what the show is about. One word that you need for today that I like to give you, it's actually a phrase. Keep it to yourself. Too many times, family, the reason you can't grow, you can't bloom, and you can't blossom is because you told your plans to too many folk. And some of them folks who were telling you they were for you just wanted to know your plans where they could spoil your plans.
That's
Yes.
right.
Learn to keep it to yourself. To be exact, sometimes you don't need to tell folk what's going on until it's over with.
Mhm.
And if you're going to go get a car, don't tell them you get in the car until you show up in the car.
That's
If
right.
you're telling them you're gonna go get a job, don't tell them about the job until you're 3 months on the job. If you're going to
Joe.
get you a new boo, don't tell them about your new boo
Not that
until
boo
you
thing.
until you
That
and
boo
your
thing.
new boo are all let you and your new boo be married secretly, and one day they just look at your hand and say, "Girl, where did it come from? I got it. I've been having a new. You didn't tell me nothing. Just give me that look like, yeah, you know, some things I had to keep to myself. The
Hey,
days
Joe,
right.
that's
Oh,
Joe. Yes.
the art of war, man. They said appear weak when you strong and appear strong when you weak. You know what I'm
That's
saying? You gotta,
right.
it's deception. You know what I'm saying?
come on.
That's right.
You can't be on
You
the
know,
surface
it's
all the time.
That's right, Joe. It made me laugh when you said that because not even letting the world know about your new boo. It's funny because I got married and it made me laugh because his mom had even said at one point when we first got married, she didn't even know about me. I didn't even know about her. You know what I'm saying? Because we were friends, and when we got married, it just literally was out of the blue. And it's been almost 3 years now, so we still laugh about it to this day. Because a lot of people were like, "Oh my God, you got remarried!" Like, yeah, absolutely. But I had no idea. But God is good, and He put things in motion and put us in position to do that. And it's been such a blessing, ever since. So yeah, sometimes you got to keep some stuff to yourself, and it's all
Oh,
right,
yes.
Come on,
right?
Oh,
Alethea.
yes. Joe,
Mm.
Joe, I feel like you have been in my business lately. Because that literally just happened, and that was a lesson learned. Because I thought I was talking to a friend about an event that I wanted to do, and this was like months ago. This week, I see an event that looks a lot like mine on Facebook, and
Mhm.
I'm like, uh, and then she had the audacity to call me
Shut up. Shut
and
up.
be like, "Yeah, girl, and I would love for you to come host it."
Shut up. Mm. Mm. Mm.
And I was like, "Well, didn't she was like, yeah, like I remember you talking about this, but girl, look,
Wow.
I needed this like fundraiser. So listen, I just had to move on it."
Shut up.
Hey,
Mm.
let me tell you something. And guess what? I don't have no problem with
Mm.
folk. Hey,
Wow.
I don't have problem with folk like that, Alethea. That's when I have to get my good self in the mirror, look my
Mm-hmm.
good self in the mirror, and say, guess what? You run your mouth a little bit too much, Joe. and you
Yeah.
need to learn how to keep
Yep.
yourself quiet. Go
Can I
ahead,
share?
Sean.
Yep.
Can I share a perspective that's kind of different?
Come
This is
on,
the way I
Sean.
see it, right? If you had to steal an idea from me, clearly you all tapped out.
That's right.
I
Mm,
feel
Oh,
like God done
Sean, you
blessed me
better
with
tell
so
it.
much abundance to where He
mm.
can take my whole laptop and take everything I plan on writing. I can
That's right.
always make more. You the one that's in lack. I'm not in
Yes.
lack.
ooh,
That's
ooh,
right.
Clearly,
ooh.
so I don't worry about somebody stealing my idea and stealing my. I don't worry about somebody stealing from me. You can't steal from me.
That's
Oh,
right.
You can't
oh,
do it like you can't
That's
do it
right.
like me.
You already got that anointing, Sean,
You
and you
can't
can't
do
you
it like
can't you
me.
can't remake that.
Ooh,
mm.
Get what,
ooh.
Jack? But you can't do it like me.
That's
But you
right.
can't do it like me.
That's right.
Drop,
That's
drop,
right.
drop them bars.
Ah!
Drop them bars this morning. You just
That's
So,
have to let
right.
them know.
so,
Come on,
so
Sean.
I want y'all to join in on this conversation because seems to be when I posted this last night, you know, and I just post stuff randomly. When I say I post stuff randomly, stuff just come to me. I see stuff. Sometimes I remix stuff. But I posted this last night, and I want y'all to join in on this. So let me put this out there. I asked this question, and this is a really good question, and I'm glad I asked it. Here's the question I asked. I said, if all humans, every human being on this planet suddenly lost the ability to lie, because we lie. Oh, Lord, we lie. Oh, Lord have mercy, do we lie? What industry or what system would collapse first? Let-
Church for 700, Joe. Church
That's
for
right.
okay,
700.
700 for church. Okay,
Now,
700 for church. Okay, we got Alethea with
I
church.
got the
Jax, what system do you think would collapse?
I rock with a church for 1,000. You know, the
Church,
church collapsed before it even got
okay.
started because
okay,
it
for
wasn't built on a
1,000.
solid
Come
foundation.
on, Sean. What do you think?
I'm going with the government for a good 750. The government.
Okay,
750.
government for them squares have been covered. So I did ask this question, and I would like for people in the chat to join in too. Tell me, you know, how you feel. Now, I did get some answers. And some of the answers we got was everything from like healthcare. I mean, we got answers. We got answers. We got healthcare. We got the church. A lot of folks said the church. A lot of folks said government and politicians. Some people tried to be specific, you know, and go to certain political parties. Ain't one party don't lie as much as the other party.
Yeah.
They
Facts.
all lie. Democrats lie. Republicans lie. Independents lie. If you in government, you lying right now. If you in local government, state
Two ways.
government, I
Two
don't care.
ways, same
That's
bird.
right. Same
Right,
Two ways,
bird.
same bird. Same bird.
hey, you know, we gonna use some of them M2 May-isms because he was the first person that said right wing, left wing, they all on the same bird at the end of the day. But look, here's a crazy thing. I think what will collapse but become reformed if this would ever happen would be the family. Because there's too many families that lie to each other. And that's what's so disappointing.
That's
It's
so
too many
true.
families. It's too many, and we're gonna talk about that. It's too many secrets that families keep from one another because they don't trust one another. And you know, some of these systems, I wouldn't mind if they collapsed and then got reformed and brought back better. You
Yeah.
know, I hate to sound like Joe Biden, you know, but Joe did say sometimes we need to build back better. Sometimes things need to get tore down where we can build back better.
That's right. That's right. And you know, Joe, I love that we talk about family because when we think about the deviants or the monsters on the street or the people that are just running amok sometimes, and it doesn't have to be necessarily criminal activity, it could just be in life. Many times the family, we are the ones that pacify those within the family because we don't want to tell them the truth sometimes, right?
Hey, Jack.
So it's, go ahead, Sean.
Hey, what the boy saying on that fitness show? He said, enabler.
Yeah,
Enabler.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, we enable it. And you know, like we enable many times the bad behavior. So what happens is sometimes in families, it'll be a certain situation where it's like, don't say anything to so and so because you know how they're gonna act, or don't say anything to so and so because you know they're gonna get their feelings hurt. So everybody kind of dances around the situation instead of confronting the person head on and say, look, you got to do better, you got to change this, you got to switch this up because this is not conducive, right? So we let it go, and then before you know it, it's this big monster that grows, and it's like everybody's like, how did this happen? Well, maybe it's because ever since that person was a little girl or a little boy, you just enabled their behavior and didn't really shut them down when they should have been shut down. Now
Yes.
when they're older and feel entitled and feel so enabled, they just wreak havoc. in any type of way.
Mm.
So
And
we
let's just use your favorite word. They be very cantankerous. They be very
cantankerous.
cantankerous. So I want to
Yep.
put something up here. It is 22 minutes past the hour. Tomorrow, y'all need to get ready. Tomorrow, get ready. Tomorrow, because some of you don't know this is going on right now in your community. Some of you don't know this is going on right now in your home.
Mhm.
Tomorrow will be Juneteenth. And one thing I think I spoke to someone, I think I talked to Jax about Juneteenth.
Mhm.
The one thing that really moves me with Juneteenth is you are already free.
Mhm.
The news just ain't got to you.
Mhm.
Tell me, family, how would that feel that you already got something and had it for the last 2 years, but you didn't know about it because they nobody tell you?
Mhm.
You literally good to go and don't know it. But tomorrow we're going to talk about this. We're going to get into a deep dive tomorrow because you heard of extortion. Now they got sextortion. And somebody
Mhm.
might say, what is sextortion? We're going to talk about it because Snapchat, Instagram, Facebook Live, WhatsApp, you'll be surprised what's going on with your children. I emphasize that word,
Mhm.
children. These are individuals, they haven't graduated high school, some are
Mhm.
in junior high, and they are being exploited. I had the great opportunity last week, just like Jack, and week before last, I have been working with the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. And let me tell you something, there's a lot of sick people out here in this world,
Mhm.
and some of them are your close family members.
Absolutely.
You'll be surprised what is going on, but you got to pay attention because here's the crazy thing: half of us don't know what's going on our children's phone.
Mhm.
So
And you know
talk
what
to
else
me,
too,
Sean.
Joe?
Talk to me.
Back to what Jack said a little while ago, we got to address deviant behavior, man. Like
Yes.
we have we have normalized a lot of abnormal behavior.
That's right.
So people think like this is a regular thing. Like, no, this is not right.
Yeah.
Just because your mama did it and your grandmother did it, don't make it right.
Mm,
Yeah.
Let's get
Absolutely.
back to the center. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly, exactly. And you know what? You know what else? And normalizing that deviant behavior, quite often we're always saying, that's just how Jamal is, or that's how Teresa is. But no, how Teresa is or how Jamal is, no, that is not right. No, that's not conducive to their growth or the
mm,
solid foundation within our family. So we have to check that at the root. So we got to go back to, tapping that ass when they little. Sometimes
mm,
these kids need spankings
mm,
because they grow up, and nobody's saying abuse your kids, but sometimes they need their little butts tapped every now
mm,
and then just to get their attention. Because you see it happening. You see it from these little ones growing up, and now they're 3 years old. You're letting them get away with all this stuff. Now they're 10, now they're 15, and now it's like, oh shoot, now it's too late. Now sometimes you get to the point you're going to live with your father, because now you can't handle it. So now you feel you need a man to jump in to handle the situation. Or now these kids just get into the street, find gangs to become a part of so
mm.
that they feel a sense of community and they feel a sense of one. But guess what? We're communal people in the first place, right? So we're used to community. But like you talk about, Sean, the government has shut it down so that we don't even realize that we are a communal people. But guess what? We might start being that soon again. You want to know why? The government is talking about this banning Section 8. Banning Section 8. And you know how many people of, not only us, but a lot of our people receive Section 8. And when Section 8 is disbanded and you realize your rent is $5,000 or $3,000, I bet you some of these families going to learn how to work it out and work together then and come back
Well,
together.
well, we're gonna definitely get to that. In the background, in the green room, our sports guy, he
Uh-oh.
loving this conversation. That boy got a bag of popcorn and chips, and he all into the conversation. But listen, we're gonna get back to this after sports because sports is coming up in 4 minutes. But here's what we got to pay attention to. We got to pay attention to understanding, first of all, the first person you should be depending on and learning to depend on is yourself. We
Hmm.
depend on far too many folks that ain't self. A lot
That's
of you,
right.
a lot of you, and I don't know the right word I want to use because I don't want nobody to get mad because somebody gonna be there inbox me and say you got the mitigated gall to talk about people who are on social services, and some folks have to be on social services because
Hmm.
watch this: social services and welfare are two different things. There are some folks out
Mhm.
there that are disabled, and we're supposed to be taking care of the less fortunate, the disabled. We're supposed to take care of those who cannot take care of themselves. But some of you can take care of yourself. You just don't learn how to hustle the system. I said it.
Woo.
Yeah, you
Mhm.
know, it ain't that you need welfare, it's that you done learn how to hustle the welfare system. Some of
Mhm.
you, and watch this, I hate to say it, and you can call me up, the phone number's down there, but some of you aren't disabled. Some of you are faking the funk. Yeah, some of y'all
Mhm.
are just learning how to get a check. Y'all playing crazy. You playing like you hurt and messed up.
That's
And for
right.
those of you who are doing that, I hope that the righteousness of God catches up with you before you leave this earth. Because there are folks out there who are really hurt, disabled, been through hell and high water, and they need these services, but you out there stealing these services.
Joe,
And
let
I
me tell
said
you,
it.
I've gone through some files working in the school district in times past. Alethea, you might have seen it too. Some of these parents forms for their rent would be $8 a month. And guess what? You still getting
Yes.
evicted off of $8 a month or $20
Yes.
a month? Like
Mm,
something is wrong. But yet at the same token, you're gonna come in and brag about how you just spent $1,000 on little Ray Ray's third birthday
Yes.
party. But then the next day you're gonna come in and say, "Can I
That
have some bus tickets?" Because
they
you
got
don't have
Beyonce.
bus
They got
tickets or food.
Beyonce. They got Beyonce.
Yeah,
You know what
yep,
I'm talking
they
about?
have
They got
Beyonce.
Beyonce.
right.
That's
Hold
right.
it. That's right. You asking me to help pay for little Ray Ray's lunch. Are you mad because little Ray Ray ain't got free lunch? But then when I see you and I say, well, we got PTA meeting tonight, I can't make it. I
Yep.
got to go. I gotta go to NBA Youngboy
Uh-huh.
concert. I
No,
gotta go. I gotta go
they,
to Bootsy Bash. I gotta go. I
they,
gotta
they're
go.
Essence. They're
I,
Essence. They're Essence.
I'm at the Essence Fest.
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
All right,
He
family,
said
we're gonna
Essence.
we gonna laugh, applause, and get ready. Ladies
Yep.
and gentlemen, y'all get ready, get ready, get ready. Here he is, the spokesman himself. Hold up, I got to do something before let me bring him in. It is my man Elijah Nixon with Sports. Elijah,
The prophet.
what's going on, brother? What's
Not
happening?
much, man. I was putting my boots on. It was getting deep this morning. What?
Speaking about getting deep, hold on. Let me do this. I'm just gonna let you speak to the ladies, then I'm gonna pull the ladies out in a second. But hold on. LS, U. I thought you knew. I tried to tell you, boy. I tried to tell you.
They gotta beat Arkansas. They gotta beat Arkansas today. Listen, they gotta beat Arkansas today. They beat Arkansas today. Like I said, I don't know what I'll do. I'll try to learn the fight song because I didn't have no. I didn't think they was gonna pull this thing out. I thought Arkansas was gonna do it, but if they beat Arkansas, I'll learn the fight song and try to sing it when I come on here tomorrow.
Okay, so right now, Alethea, I'm gonna put up 6 because I think Alethea might be in the mix with the 6. But watch this. Hey,
Dr.
Indiana,
Seuss, I swear.
the Pacers do have hope. Last night, after watching Caitlin Clark throw them bowls away, she was throwing
I
them
was
bowls.
gonna ask about
Hey,
that. I was gonna ask
hey.
about that.
Hey, she might have hope, but go ahead. Ladies and gentlemen.
Before we get to the NBA, I want the ladies first. WNBA. I was going to ask y'all, if the ladies want to get into this one too, and you too, Sean. Thinking about it, what made the NBA great in the '90s, the '80s? Don't get me wrong, we saw Michael Jordan, things of that nature, but it was the physicality. The women ready to bite back. The men ready to bite back and fight back and things of that nature. But WNBA seems like the referees letting them play a little bit more, and as you can see, it turned into a little bit of a scuffle. With Caitlin Clark and then some other ladies from the Fever and the Connecticut Suns. Go Connecticut. But I'm thinking, do you think that this is good for women's basketball? This physicality, the fighting, the stuff like that. Do you feel like this is good for them to bring their ratings up because this is something that actually worked for the NBA?
I say go for it. You know, I used to play basketball and I used to wish back when I used to ball that there was going to be a WNBA for me. I used to want to play in it if they ever had one, but back then they didn't have one. So I'm down with it. I mean, it's a game, it's a sport, it's rough, there's high energy, high emotions. Do what you got to do, ball out and play the game. Don't worry about ratings or whatever. That will come when it's supposed to come. But play the damn game and have fun with it. And if you got to, knuck if you buck, you got to do what you got to do.
Hold on, Jay. You got a Joe shot? It's
That's
still,
right.
it's still.
That's right. And look,
Okay.
and I gotta do hip, Sean. And I gotta do hip. What?
Yeah.
Hey,
Can't wait to get on that court.
Euro. That's a Euro.
she can block you out in the paint. She can block it. You throw that hip block you out the paint.
That's
Alethea,
right.
I know you ain't big with sports, but what do you think? You think that the ladies are being a little bit too rough? Because ladies are in MMA. Ladies are out there throwing them bows right now. Boxing. You got ladies
Carissa
boxing.
Shields, yeah.
Talk to me, Alethea. What you think?
Would that be a question if we were talking about men? Would that be a question? Would that be a question that we'd have to raise?
I think based on today's NBA, I think it would be. I think
Like,
it
Because
would.
they
why?
soft. They soft.
Why not
They
look
soft.
at
It's
Hey,
soft.
the men,
It's soft.
the men NBA is real
Look.
soft. They soft. They soft.
Yeah.
Five games.
Right. They
But
soft.
but it's like they like saying, okay, well women can't be women go harder than men, and this is what people need to know and understand. We just let y'all think that y'all got it that, but
fellas,
women go
uh,
harder than men in everything.
we do need to
Yeah.
be real about it, and I'm just gonna be as real as I can. You know, they do carry them cheering and they do birth them out. And I mean, I've been in them rooms and I'm like, may the Lord bless you. Thank you, Jesus. I'm a man. May the Lord bless you.
Because that ain't no joke.
Women hold in
I'm just saying.
a lot of
just
shit,
saying.
and women have a lot of shit that they need to get out. So it's just like, man.
Hey, let me say this, Alethea. I think y'all need to go when we do make it. I need to see Adam and I need to see Eve. I think y'all need to have a personal word with Eve yourself as women, woman to woman. I'm definitely I'm gonna tell Adam straight up. I'm gonna say, hey, dog, we could have prevented all this. See, I know you wasn't thinking on your feet. Oh, look at hold on. There he is. Hey, we gonna let him take the show over right now. Take it over, bro.
Walk in here like a big man.
Yeah, hold on. I got something to say. I got something. He go turn on Gracie's corner. He get ready to turn on Gracie's corner. He about to flip this show upside down.
Oh, he's so cute. Oh my God, that's my baby.
Ain't nothing like grandchildren. I'm telling you. But as I was saying, now I done lost what I said. He just jumped on him, just messed us all up. Okay, Elijah.
I'm sorry.
I was gonna agree with the ladies though. I think the women's basketball and the physicality is gonna make the ratings grow. I think that's something that is missing in the WNBA. I'm sorry, I mean NBA. I apologize. Missing in the NBA. I think the WNBA. I think that's what it is. You know.
And I know that's what the ladies want, because I remember when I was a little shorty playing basketball, I was a little sister also, right? So I hated going to the court. Like the girls would be playing on the swings and dolls and stuff like that, but I was more like a tomboy. So I was always wanting to be on the court with the boys. And when I would be on the court with the boys, I would always say, don't treat me like a girl. You could bump me, you could bang me around, because I wanted to get excellent at what I enjoyed doing. So bump me around like a boy, but I'm trying to be a feminine lady now. So I know that was not appropriate, but I didn't mind all of that, so I know a lot of those other sisters that are playing those games, they want the physicality, but they were scared of fouls or getting fouled out or rejected, whatever. But I'm sure they welcome it. So go ahead.
I'm with it though, and I agree. Only thing is I don't want basketball to turn into boxing, but I do want to see the physicality, because at the end of the day,
yes,
it's high intensity. These people are playing against each other. They want to prove that one is better than the other. I know fouls are a part of the game, but as long as it doesn't turn into a MMA match every
absolutely
night,
I agree.
All right. So Alethea seems to be, it's you and Alethea, because I said Thunder in 5. I really did. I didn't care. I didn't care if it was
6.
So she said it's 6.
You got 6.
Look like do you okay?
6.
So Sean said 6. That means when the Thunder plays the Pacer on their home court, it's gonna be over. That's gonna be a.
Let me tell you something. My parents named me Elijah because I'm a prophecy, and I see 7. I see 7. I see it. I see it. I think the Thunder is going to lose tonight. I think it's going to be very, very competitive, though. But I just can't see Indiana losing tonight at their home floor unless something really, really is bad with Halliburton, which I don't. I think it's bad, but I don't. I think it's something that he could play through. Everybody's hurt at this time of year. I hate that. Everybody's hurt. They played 97 games. Everybody's feeling some type of way right now. But I just don't see the Pacers letting OKC close it out on their home court. I just feel like the energy is going to be there, and I think it's going to be hard, and I think it's going to be something that Indiana is going to pull off tonight.
So, Prophet Elijah, do you know the extent of his injury? Like exactly what happened? Like the extremity or whatever?
For Tyrese?
Yes, sir.
They didn't say it was a little calf thing, but I'm not big on it, man. I get it. He's out there playing, so I don't think. I mean, it's not that effective. I think it's something where he's like, "Hey, it hurts." I'm telling you, in this stage of the NBA, if it's the NFL player, everybody's hurt. They've been playing all these games, so I think he could play through it.
Okay, what the hell is? What the hell is?
All right, so let me remove a few folks and let's get into this for a second. I'll bring Jax back in a minute. We're going to keep Alethea because Alethea did say 6. She said 6. So it's funny that you brought this up about the WNBA and the NBA. You know, with Caitlin, I think Caitlin, sometimes you just don't want to accept the greatness of certain folks because of the color of their skin. And I just got to call it what it is.
She got game, bro.
Yeah. You really don't want is to accept the greatness of some, because I think for the longest, people didn't want to accept the greatness of Tiger Woods. He can't really play golf that good because they have a stereotype connected to the color of his skin. There's certain things you can't do. Like for example, I saw a dreadlock roster in a custom suit on Fifth Avenue, who was the CEO of a big company, Fortune 500 company. And I saw a police officer ask him a question, and he looked at me and said, "You don't know who I am." See, because you associate certain folks with a certain look. This guy can't be a dreadlock roster running one of these corporations down here. He got to be up to something nefarious. No, he ain't the dude on Power. He ain't a dope dealer in disguise. He a highly intelligent brother running a company. So sometimes people just, because of the hue of your skin, your gender, just like Alethea said, when we be having the same type of conversation when it comes down to men, sometimes we just underestimate folks because we got our own isms.
But Joe, you're a military man. I'm a military man. Playing ball overseas, all around the world, it really killed all of their stereotypes to me. I done met some Filipino guys and some other kind of guys.
They can hoop.
They can hoop. They can ball. So I have no kind of racism when it comes to ability and skill. Man, forget all of that. If you can play, you can play.
Right.
Well, I got a question for Joe and Sean and Alethea. If you watched back in the day, how long did it take for the NBA to accept Larry Bird? I mean, I know it was white people that was in the league prior.
We didn't. Black folks did. Yeah, hold on. Wait a minute. Hold on. We only got 4 minutes left, Elijah. Let me tell you the truth about it. Black folks never did except French Lick, Indiana, or Bird. That's why to this day, a lot of folks are against Indiana, Bird. It did not surprise us that Caitlin Clark winded up going to the field. Indiana just known to be the haven for them other folk who can hoop a little bit, and that's the word, a little bit, because we could not stand Boston. Black folks to this day can't stand Boston. It's the new generation that love Boston. Old school black folks hate the Boston Celtics. Can't stand the Boston Celtics.
Didn't they burn down Bill Russell house?
Dang.
In Boston?
Yeah, come on. That
Black folks don't like that color green. Nope.
Right. It's just, hey, we people, guess what? Most black folks fell in love with the Lakers because of Kareem, because of Elgin Baylor, because of Wilt Chamberlain. I'm telling you, you got to understand, there are folk out there who, they couldn't say, there are people that hate Detroit because of Lambeard.
I ain't gonna tell you.
John crazy.
Yeah, so that's
Come
why I was
on.
wondering because it's like the WNBA is taking they're taking the time to accept Caitlin Clark, and don't get me wrong, she's not the first bad white girl, but she's the most recent bad girl out there that's out
Come
there doing
on.
her
Come
thing.
on.
Mhm.
Look at what they're doing to Angel Reese. Look at what
Right.
the Bayou. Look at Angel catching hell right now. Angel.
Right.
And I asked myself if Angel was Kate and she said the same thing or did the same thing, would people react the same way?
Mm. Mm.
I think the game way different though, Joe. I mean, as far as like skill set, it's two different planets when it comes to them two right there, bro. Two different planets.
So that's why I'm trying to figure out. So like I said, people are going to foul Caitlin Clark. They're going to foul her heavy, get her off her game, and that's what happens in the league. Steph Curry's going through it now when he gets off screens and stuff. They're going to foul her heavy, but you just don't want this to turn into a race thing, because at the end of the day, it is. But
Okay.
I don't
But
want
you know what?
That's
Unfortunately,
that's what that is. If this white girl is as good as she thinks that she is, we gonna
And
make
she
her
is.
work for it.
Yeah.
But she
And she is.
yeah, she is.
That girl a
give
bad.
her props.
Yeah.
Hold it.
But you know what?
See, everybody, and then here's when the real smoke gonna come. Let her come with a black boyfriend or girlfriend.
Oh,
I'm telling you.
Yo,
Let her let
Joe.
Caitlin Clark. Hold on. I'm telling
Yo.
you. You let Caitlin Clark show up at a game holding hand in hand with either Shaniqua or Sean. Shaniqua, and I hate to use your name, Sean, but that's what it's gonna be. It's gonna be a Sean or a Shaniqua. You let her show up hand in hand with a Sean or a Shaniqua, and it's gonna be a problem. Cause see, I don't know her preference, so I don't want to throw her underneath the bus. But you let her show up with Shaniqua or Sean, all of a sudden people gonna be like,
it could be Shanae.
right, hold up, and watch this. And then somebody gonna come and start talking that noise, talking about, they do make a baby that's gonna be a little Steph Curry, another little Steph.
You gonna shoot that thing.
Yeah, right. So because hey, I don't know if y'all remember talking of which Natina Navratilova literally said, "If I have a baby, it's got to be from Michael Jordan."
Wow.
She said that back in the day.
Wow.
She said that. The superstar tennis player. She said, if I have a baby, I'm only gonna have it from one person. That's Michael Jordan, because we tried to make a super baby.
Yeah. But I want to say one last thing in closing on this. That race is the thing that drives the race. From the college days to now, like the whole Celtics, the Lakers thing, the race part about it is the undercurrent that drives the whole thing. Unfortunately, but we love to see it and we eat it up. I mean, that's kind of what it is, man. So LSU and Purdue, I think it was like that became a very black and white thing. It wasn't even about basketball itself anymore. It became about more than basketball.
Okay, so Elijah, I'm gonna let you go.
The most honorable.
It's 15.
That's right.
The most honorable Elijah Nixon. Hey, you might need to use that, brother. Okay, tell us about. I know the FITZ, the Fitz take is coming back.
Yes, we actually recorded an episode last night. Roger Tezano, the Opelousas Catholic receiver who just committed to University of Southern California. We got him. He's going to be airing tonight. I want to say tonight or tomorrow. Then we're going to get a transfer that's coming into the UL softball team. She's going to be there. We're going to interview her tonight, and that should be airing later on this week. And we're going to keep things rolling as well. But you can catch us on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon, wherever you can watch it, or you can listen to a podcast. We are up there. Like and subscribe. We're doing one more thing that's different right now, where we're allowing fans to ask questions. So anybody who's subscribed or who's watching, you can ask questions previous. We're going to have the posts up so you can ask questions on those comments, and then we'll let you guys have it. But before I go, Alethea, I'm always team Alethea, but tonight, I'm rooting against you because we got to go 7. I cannot.
So that's how I'm letting everybody go. So Alethea, I'm going to put you up here. You sticking with your 6.
6.
Okay.
6.
Sean, what's the number?
6-piece spicy. 6-piece spicy.
Okay.
Come on, Sean.
Jack, me and you out of it.
We out of it, so I'll say 6 too. I don't know what.
Okay.
Whatever.
So let me bring us all back and let me just be straight up earnest with y'all. If I think it's gonna be in 6 for some odd reason, I think Halliburton is hurt worse than people are telling us. and I think it will be 6. And I hate that for Naptown because that means you lose on your home floor. However, that will be motivation because I think Naptown got a good team to come back and do some things. So once again, we'll have Elijah tomorrow. We'll get into some deep conversation. Thank you, Elijah, for being here, man. Be good, and let's keep it rolling. It is 13 minutes to the top of the hour.
Hey, Joe.
Yes, sir.
I want to give you some flowers right quick, man. You being the head Thundercat of this whole operation.
What?
My first time meeting the brother Elijah just now. Man, you got a real dope team, bro. I wanted to say that online publicly. You got a dope team, a dope
Let me stop you. Let me hit my brakes right now. In order for this, we are a great team. I agree with that. I am not the head Thundercat. I am proud to say I wake up every morning and I'm not coaching or anything. I just work some buttons in the background, but I'm so blessed to work with you, Sean. I'm so blessed to work with Jax and with Alethea, where we take all of our superpowers and we Wonder Twin powers activate and we hit heads.
Our powers combined.
Right, with our powers combined. You know, and I feel like I am a part of a great team of Avengers who are out here fighting for the greater good of our people.
That's right.
You know, and that's real. You know, I believe in Alethea and the things she stand on. I believe in you, Sean, and the stuff you stand on, encouraging our people to read, encouraging our children to get out there and read. I believe in Jackson, what she stands on from her spiritual points of view. And I may not agree with everything, but I agree with most elite everything y'all stand on. And guess what? If we were in capes and had superpowers, and you know, I know we would all be in the same lair trying to help the world.
That's
and,
right.
and we probably be fighting the great evil LexCorp. You know, I know this. I know this because I believe in us. And guess what? I believe in other people out there who are superheroes doing it on their podcast and doing it their way. Just because you're not sitting at the Justice League table don't mean that you ain't got your own league going on that I support.
That's
you
right.
know, we've got to start showing each other love, man, and we got to start backing each other up. I'm going to put this back up there because tomorrow, y'all ain't going to be ready for this tomorrow. Tomorrow, it's going to get serious. On Juneteenth, it's going to get serious because that young man right there who folk will tell you committed suicide. I don't believe he committed suicide. I believe he was coerced into killing himself. And this is happening to our children. So if you're sitting around and you're wondering sometime why your kid is in the room just stuck on an iPad or on a phone, what's going on? There's a lot going on. They might be being sextorted. They might be right now, believe it or not, there might be somebody that they thought was a young girl or a young boy they were talking to, which it wasn't. It was somebody else trying to convince them to send nude pictures where they can literally get money from them. If your child is working their tail off, but every time you turn around, they ain't got no money, you might need to start asking yourself what's going on. We're going to have a serious conversation because we call it suicide. There have been 33 kids this year who have committed what we call suicide because of sextortion, because they thought they met somebody online that was just like them, a 15, 14, 13-year-old kid that was playing this little let's exchange nude pictures.
Yep.
And it come to find out it was somebody who had an evil intent to get money out of them, to the point that those kids said, before I let you put this picture out on social media to all my family and friends, I'm taking my life. Folks who are doing this to our children don't deserve, in my opinion, to go to jail. Jail ain't what they need to be. They need to be underneath the jail.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And you know what? I was doing a workshop the other day, Joe. I spoke to a whole senior graduating class, and we talked about that. And when I brought up that conversation, they kind of giggled and started looking around and pointing at each other. So they know it's alive and well, and they know how real it is because they know some of the kids in their class have been involved in some of that stuff. And I'm like, look, many times it's a big ass burly man somewhere sitting in a cafe, and you're thinking you're talking to some cute, young girl or cute young boy, and they're really, sextorting you. And and I let them know that I had them repeat after me and said, this too shall pass. So no
Mm.
matter what you end up going through, when it comes time to suicidal ideation, because a lot of them battle suicidal ideation over things that they're going through and the different traumas. And, they might send a picture to, their boyfriend or a picture to their girlfriend. And I let them all know, guess what? Even when times are good, and you send that picture to your boyfriend or your girlfriend, trust and believe at least one other set of eyes besides your boyfriend or girlfriend has seen that picture.
Yes.
Don't think they're the only ones.
Eh,
So imagine now you guys break up, how many other people will see that picture. So even if it did get leaked, do not take that next step and want to take your life, because guess what? Eventually this will be behind you. And my heart goes out to all those kids who were in the midst of that and took their lives. So prayers up for that young man and all those other young men and women who have been in those situations.
So we're gonna have John DeMay. John and I have became friends. A lot of folks don't know all the work I do, and I don't talk about all the work I do. There's a reason for that, because earlier in this podcast, I done told y'all a lot of y'all got diarrhea of the mouth, and that's the reason why a lot of your stuff ain't coming to fruition. I have discovered, and that's the reason why I put it on social media. I actually got checked this weekend by a family member. Say, you put way too much of your philosophy on social media. But I do put a philosophy out there. Everybody in your circle ain't in your corner.
That's right.
Everybody in your circle ain't in your corner. Sometimes you got to watch the folk in your circle, because literally those folks in your circle, they want to see more harm come to you than those that you are going against. The ops are in your circle. The ops are in your. Let me use my man from Lean on Me. The enemy is here.
That's right.
And guess
And
what,
no, I
Joe?
always say everybody that's by your side don't have your back.
Right.
Everybody that's by your side does not have your back.
And no square at the round table, baby.
Oh, come
No
on.
square at the round table.
That's
Not
right.
doing it.
Come on.
That's
So
right.
so family, it is 6 minutes to the top of the hour. 1 hour of power. We are in the building. We are back. Hashtag truth be told, JD Live. I've got some great folks that I wake up with. We all got, I consider myself, I'm John Stewart. I'm the Green Lantern. I'm gonna have to let everybody choose a superhero that they mimic themselves. But I got Storm, I got Mystique, I got Magneto. I got the crew up in here, y'all. I got the crew up in here.
That's
up
right,
in here.
Joe.
I got Professor X. That's Professor X right there. I got Professor X. Hey, I got the crew up in here. So as we get ready to get up out of here on this Work It Out Wednesday, we want y'all to have a blessed day. Know that whatever you face today, God is with you. All you got to do is recognize his presence and go ahead and submit yourself to his will and his way and say, Lord, if I can't do it, I know you can do it for me, because you already did it. You did it when you sacrificed your child on that cross. So that's my words on that. Let me start getting some closing words. Let me start off with Sean P. Sean P, give me some closing words, bro, and a book we can read. Give me a closing word and a book we can read.
I keep it on me. I keep it on me. This book is called Abolition for the People. This is edited by Colin Kaepernick. This is a collection of essays all about abolition when it comes to policing, when it comes to mass incarceration, things of that nature. I highly advise this book. This is by Kaepernick Publishing Company. Colin Kaepernick, Abolition, man. And my word for today is try to find one person to go and bless today in some kind of way. Could be something real small. Could be a smile. Could be a compliment. Go out there and try to bless one person today. See how much that makes you feel good for yourself, man.
And Sean, tell them about your podcast, man, about with the conversation with the Griots, man.
Here we go. What up? It's the man Sean P coming in live. This is the Sean P Experience, the Griot Podcast on YouTube. I had an author on last night on YouTube. You can check it out right now. So I did a podcast last night. I went to work and now I'm here with y'all. But the Sean P Experience is all about highlighting literacy in the community. I have authors, I have avid readers, I have editors, filmmakers talking about their craft, what they do, and how you can apply it to your life.
That part. Sister Alethea, give me some closing words, sis, as we get ready to get up out of here. Because we're gonna catch your podcast in the passenger seat with Alethea. Let's go.
So since we're talking about people trying to be you and do what you do, I need y'all to be so good that they do not recover. Be so good that they gotta pretend that they do not see you. Be so undeniable that showing up is not even a flex. It is a warning. Be so good that they do not recover. Your glow up is personal. It is personal and it is prophetic. You were meant to be great. So go out there and be exactly that. And while you out there being great in their face, remember to always have a good day on purpose. You're welcome.
That part.
She's so cute. That's my girl. That is my girl.
Jax. Come on, close me out, sis.
If nobody told you they love you today, you guys already know who loves you. Your sister Jax loves you. Loves you with all my heart, but I need you to love on and love yourself. So may you love the life you live and may your reality surpass your dreams. Have a great day, y'all. Peace out.
That's
Till
what
next
I'm
time.
talking about, man. Look, it's the 18th day. Y'all know that on the 20th, it is Alethea's birthday. On the 22nd, it is my birthday. So I'm just saying it's about to go down here in the next couple of days. Family, as I always say, look, be better today than you were yesterday. Be better today. On purpose, be better today than you were yesterday. Grow, learn, build, be better. As Sean said, find somebody today to bless them with no way of them paying you back for the blessing you give to them. And always remember that there absolutely is no secret what God can do. What he has done for others, he will and he can do for you. For when God is with you, I'm here to tell you, when God is with you, nothing or nobody can stand against you. Nobody. I'm like Keith Sweat up in here. Nobody can stand against you. Y'all be blessed. Look, I'm going to put it back up there. Get ready for tomorrow. It's going to be a 2-hour podcast tomorrow. We're going to start at 6 o'clock. We're not going to stop until 8. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Share this with a friend. Be in the building. Y'all have a great day. We up out of here. Peace.